as if he's just totally misleading God's children. Okay, so it's very important who you listen to. Now, last week, I talked about if I were the devil. Now, of course, I did my best trying to sound, like this. And of course, it kind of messed up my voice a little bit. If Satan was whispering into your ears, well, somebody replied back, well, I'd be whispering in Satan's ear and remind him of his future. Well, great and dandy. We all can do that. Okay? We all can remind Satan about his future. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Okay, I always say it's not your place to challenge Satan. That's God. That's God's, God will take care of Satan at the end. Your job is to stay on the course. Your job is to pray for your family, your friends, your pastor, whoever needs prayer. And so don't worry so much about Satan. I always say, God, remove Satan from my path. You deal with Satan. Okay? I don't go up and challenge Satan at all. That's God's territory. You need to focus on your path and do what God put in your heart. So important. Stop trying to think you're so spiritual or better than anybody that you can defeat anybody you want. No, you got to be careful. Really, you got to be careful what you're doing and what you're saying. All right? Because Satan can use that against you. And he will. And you'd be in a lot of trouble and you'd be hurting spiritually. I've seen it. I've seen what happened to people, and then they walk away from Christ and go back to their old ways. Question is, how strong are you? Yeah, you can whisper anything you want to Satan's ears and everything, but the question is, how strong are you? Are you willing to stay on the course no matter what the situation you're going through? Like my situation last year, I had a stroke, 2 mild heart attacks, open heart surgery. I worked very hard to get back on my feet. I'm working very hard to get back into what I was doing before. And, I mentioned that, I got blessed with a car. The next step, I got to get blessed, getting my license so I can pay more money and then try to get my own place. Okay. I know all that's going to happen because I believe what God told me. And I believe what my mom told me. Don't let nobody or anything or any obstacle stop you from feeling what God put in your heart. And I'm going to continue no matter what anybody says to me. I have some people, family members, telling me, no, I don't know what I'm doing. No, you should not be doing that. And I said, first off, I'm 58 years old. Why are you talking to me like a child? Okay? I really just pray for me and pray that I do according to the will of God. Okay. Now I told you this is coming from the book of Ruth. Now, we know what happened to Naomi, Ruth, and Oprah. Of course, Naomi and her family, was living, in Israel. They had a drought because Naomi's husband said, we need packer bags and everything. We're not doing anything. We're not prospering or what. We just go where they're prospering. Well, they're going to a land that God tells them not to go there. There's evil there. They worship a different kind of God. Why you want to go over there for? It's like, I'm packing my bags. I'm not going to worship God no more. I'm going to worship Satan. Satan will give me anything I want as long as, you do his will. He becomes your God. Well, that's what happened. But Naomi's husband died. Her 2 sons died. She had some daughter-in-laws. And she said, well, I'm going to go back to where I belong. Hopefully the people would accept me back. Hope my place is still there. And just start all over again. Well, they started going, but Naomi told Ruth and Oprah, you can go back to your people, your country. Well, Oprah said, yeah, I'm going to go back. So she went back. But Ruth did not go back. Ruth said, I'm going to go with you. Now, Ruth, first chapter, verse 16, to me, that's the climax of the whole Bible. Where Ruth said, where you go, I go. Where you log, I log us. Whoever your people is my people. And whoever is your God is my God. She didn't want to go back to her old ways. Because she found good with Naomi. She found good in her husband who died. See, once you fall in love with God and you feel that love from God and everything, you just don't want to go away. You just want to keep staying there. Some people have tried to go back in their old ways and do their old things, but they start missing that love that God gives you. So that's why Ruth said, I'm not going back. I want to go with you, even though people mistreated her. But she stuck the course, no matter what people said about her or how badly she got mistreated. But then here comes Boaz. Boaz saying with him, he was not going to give up with her. He believes in her and he wanted her as his wife. But same thing, there was an interference. Somebody else wanted to marry her. Now, you know the whole story. I'm not going to go to the whole story and everything. But Boaz and Ruth, they knew they belonged together. And no matter who said what or tried to stop them, they were going to be together no matter what. Because she said, your people is my people. But here's the thing. She said, your God would be my God. Even though, hey, there's so many rules and laws and everything. She could easily say, forget this, I'm going to go back to where I can worship a false God. But she stuck to it. Even though it's not easy to be a Christian. It's hard. No question about it. Because you will be attacked every time, every day, night and day, day and night. But you need to know the will of God. That's the important thing. And she didn't give up. She stayed on the course. Many of us are willing to give up the course and just say, forget this. But what happened to Jesus? When the disciples decided to split. And Peter said, I'll be there for you, no matter what. No, Jesus said, no, 3 times you're going to deny me. And that's what he did. Because he saw what was happening to Jesus. He didn't want the same thing to happen to him. So he decided to, skedaddle, take off. Of course, later he asked Jesus for forgiveness. And so the disciples, they asked for forgiveness because they split on him and hid. And all I got to say, people, if fear comes upon you or danger comes upon you, why go hide? Face up to that darkness, face up to that fear, and show that you are a true man of God or a true woman of God. You shouldn't let nobody dictate your life. You should not let people, put fear in you that you have to move and hide from these people because they have anger towards you and they want to hurt you for some reason. Face up to them. If you believe in God with all your heart, you ask for protection, I guarantee you will defeat the enemy. Look at David and Goliath. People of Israel were scared of him. They didn't want to fight him. One man, people. One man. Yeah, he was a giant, but he's a human being. So David, a little bitty guy, went up to him. And what he did, he slung his rock to him and killed him on the spot. And beheaded him. Because why? He did not let the fear of the mountain, the giant, take him off course. He stood up to him and he defeated him. Because you know the rest of the story about David. It took him years to become king. But so many people, like Saul was after him. Saul had jealousy. But David didn't give up. David had chances to destroy Saul, but he didn't do it. Because he belonged to God. But he stayed on course. Yeah, he got off, of course, he committed adultery, he committed murder. And he asked for forgiveness for what he did. He knew he did wrong. But still, he's considered one of the mighty men of God. So you got to study your Bible and study the history of people. I mean, look at Saul back in the New Testament, which later became Paul. He was destroying the Christians till he ran into Jesus. And what happened? Jesus blind for 3 days. And what happened? Miracles happened. And then he turned his life around. And of course, he became Paul. And look how many people tried to destroy him. Look how many people tried to kill him. But he kept the course. He ran a good course. He finished the course. Now he was ready to go home. But before that, he was stoned. He was beaten. Left for dead. But he did not give up. He didn't let the enemy bring him down. And that's the problem with a lot of people. Once a fear comes upon them, they just run. And they keep fear in their life for, they think, they get depressed. They don't want to do nothing. They want to hide in their room. They want to stay in bed all day. They want to keep hiding. Well, Jesus didn't do that when he went to Jerusalem. He knew what was going to happen to him. He knew he was going to get beaten, whipped, and nailed to the cross. Yeah, he had second thoughts when he went to Gethsemane, but the angels spoke to Jesus and told him why he had to go through this. And then Jesus said, okay, let's go. Let's get this done. Because this is the will of my Father, and we need to save his children. So that's why he did all this for us, even though he knew what was going to happen to him. But he defeated Satan at the cross. Yes, we know what's going to happen to Satan, but the question is, are you strong enough to face darkness? Are you strong enough to face evil? Or are you going to run and hide and hide underneath your bed for the rest of your life? You're going to let depression come upon you. You don't want to go outside. You don't want nobody saying anything about you, where you're hiding at. Oh, I say, yeah, that's fine. I'm here. In my job, I get people, say smart things to me, and I just look at them and say, okay, you done? You finished? Move on. And I show them I don't show no fear upon them. I show them that, hey, I can stand up to you. I got no problem with that. I always pray before I go to work. Pray everything goes well. Now, I don't run into any knucklehead who wants to start causing problems. But it's up to you. You want to stay on the course. It's up to you. You go to your prayer warriors or your pastor or a spiritual brother or a spiritual sister to help you fight these demons. It's just totally crazy that you go and hide. You're losing the battle. Don't let anything or anybody or any obstacle stop you from fulfilling what God put in your heart. I live by that. And I give that to you also to live by. Like Travis Frederick, he has this disease, but he's believing he's going to come back next season. He said, okay, let's get this done. Let's fix the problem. Get me well. He's willing to face the challenge to get better so he can come back next season. And I hope and pray he does. But the question is, are you willing to do it? But what can I say? What can I say? Like Joseph. I believe it's Joseph. His brothers sold him to slavery. For years and years, he's been in prison. Accused of this and accused of that, but he never gave up on his God. And what happened at the end? He became the king's assistant. And what happened at the end? He forgave his brothers for what they did to him. Beautiful story. Read that book about Joseph. He forgave all his brothers for what they did to him. But look, at the end, he won because he didn't give up. He didn't get off the course. He won. Moses, look at Moses. He ran into the wilderness because he killed somebody. He murdered somebody. I know the movie Moses shows that they put him out in the wilderness, into the desert. No, the story is he ran